So, Reid, as I was saying, nah, I'm just kidding. Did you miss us? We've only been gone about 40 minutes, but we're back with you. Game number 2 of Madden Sim Life here. Second of 6 games on a fun-filled Friday. It is ReidTFowler, Adam Kaufman with you. After a quick jaunt to Miami, it is Carolina in the Sunshine State. Panthers and Dolphins, a $1,000 showdown contest, $3,000 in the Classic. Pile up those YouTube subscribers, pound that subscription button, and while you're at it, slam the hell out of the like button as well. Just keep on hammering that thing all game long. Reid, good to see you. How you doing?
Good. It's been a while, Kaufman. Let's get the dad jokes out of the way early, because they might be coming often if we don't. No, I'm excited. I think this is a Carolina team that I have either yet to call or I've only seen them maybe once very early on in these streams, but I've done a lot of Miami games and they usually come to play. Although as our one of our fantastic producers slash graphics guy slash everything guy, William Delaney, says, look for Luke Kuechly on the field at all times. And absolutely 99 overall. He's fantastic. But at the same time, give me Curtis Samuel. Speed guy, one of the fastest guys on this team. He's that second receiver, getting the second cornerback treatment from Miami that usually bodes well. So I like Samuel in this game.
So I'm glad you brought him up because he's one of my big 5 plays, Reid. You know, I got 5 guys that I like. Curtis Samuel is one of them. The other ones are, just so we're clear, is this ball caught for a first here as the Dolphins start.
Let me guess, him too as well.
Patrick. No. Curtis Samuel, the Panthers DST. I know, strange play in 8-minute quarters. A lot of people looking for more out of the DSTs, but I like that play today. Maybe it goes back to, as you said, Luke Kuechly. Guy is everywhere. He's awesome. On the other side of the ball, though, the team that has possession, Patrick Laird, Devontae Parker, of course, and Mike Gesicki. That rounds out my 5.
So when I ask you, is Devontae Parker one of the guys that you like, and you said twice, no, he is actually one of the guys that you do like.
That didn't happen today.
That happened 2 minutes ago.
You didn't ask me if I liked Devontae Parker today. I'm going to go back and review the tape.
Okay. When I'm right.
Wait till the stream is over, but I will review.
I will expect your right.
I'm sorry. I thought you were asking me about Ryan Fitzpatrick. No, Parker.
Okay.
I thought you were asking me. I thought you were asking me about Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick he's too high. I mean, it doesn't mean he's going to have a bad game, but that's a lot of money. If I had to pick a quarterback between the two, though, it would be Fitzpatrick. Get rid of the ball, sir. And he does complete almost to the red zone. Quick move in here by Fitz.
Yeah, and 88 Gesicki there. Look, both of these defenses don't give up a ton to tight ends. What Carolina did last year, which is why probably you like Mr. Laird, is they gave up the most, or I think second, in terms of fantasy points given up to the opposing running backs. Last year, they were just completely terrible at defense. No, excuse me, number 1 at almost 32 DK fantasy points per game to opposing running backs. So whether it be Kalen Ballage or whether it be Patrick Laird, those running backs should have some time to produce in this game. But at the same time, we have yet to mention this guy, number 22, Christian McCaffrey. He is a men amongst boys when you talk about his production and what he's able to do. Extremely expensive, but he's kind of like that Mike Thomas free spot that you get in Showdown. This guy in Miami's defense against running backs, they gave up the 7th most at 28 DK fantasy points per game to the opposing running back. So both of these running backs potentially having a spot in this game.
Yeah, the interesting thing with Christian McCaffrey, because I've done a few Panthers games at this point, and believe it or not, he's a little bit boom or bust, which, makes you hesitate in terms of paying up for him. A lot of you did, by the way, a quarter of you in the showdown contest. We got another completion out of the Dolphins and Fitzpatrick here as that one to Mike Gesicki. He's captained at 24.7% the showdown, flexed at 81%. So basically everybody has this guy. But at 10,600 to flex, you got to pay up to 15,900 to captain. And I know, look, X Factor player, 99 overall, every down back. He's got that satellite factor if he hits it. He's elite at everything but trucking. But at the same time, you never really know with these running backs. You know, I've seen him rip off multiple 70-plus yard touchdown runs in a game. I've seen him go for 7 fantasy points.
Yeah. And that's, if it's happening to Christian McCaffrey, as you see
touchdown corner of the end zone. That a one-handed grab out of our boy Gesicki on a 3rd and 6. Touchdown Miami.
Let's go to the tape here. Jeez, looks like he caught it with 2, but did a little showboating at the end and made sure the DB couldn't knock it out of his hands while he brought it down, got his feet in. Fantastic catch there. Captain at a little over 5%, but flexed at almost half at 48%. Cam Newton not liking that defensive series for Carolina. Going back to a guy like Christian McCaffrey, man, he's fast, right? He has the agility, he has the acceleration. The agility is at 97. You got to get him to open space. And look, I agree with you guys. I agree with you in terms of he's been boom or bust, but no one on this defense, in terms of their speed, can keep up with a guy like Christian McCaffrey. So look him to get in the outside. If Carolina calls these plays correctly and get him into open space, get him off the edge, maybe set up some screen plays, and then maybe run it with Cam Newton to get the sense off of Christian McCaffrey, which you're still keying in and you're still honing in on McCaffrey. I think that's where he can really shine.
About 1,100 of you watching with us on YouTube. I expect to double that by the end of this game. Slam that like button while you're there. Already about 140. Hit the subscribe button. Give us a like if you like everything going on in the wide world of DraftKings right now, because obviously it's a very big day. Everybody excited about looking at some of the ownership, Reid, for the plays that I mentioned, because our producer Tom Glennon, he wants everyone to know where people agree, where people disagree. I'm not going to worry about the captaincies, just flexing right now. Curtis Samuel, who we mentioned, most people agree, flexed at about 68%. Devontae Parker flexed at about 76%. Patrick Laird, lesser owned, Panthers DST as well. Those are both between 27 and 30%. And then, of course, Gesicki, who has the only touchdown of the game so far, as you said, flexed by about half of these showdown owners, 48%.
Yeah, and Patrick Laird in these sims has shown that he's gotten a lot more usage than we're used to seeing RB2s, right? And that's really because this team last year never really had a true running back that they focused on, right? Kenyon Drake clearly left. He went to Arizona before the trade deadline. Kalen Ballage never really or hasn't really panned out in his time in the NFL. And Patrick Laird had a couple of games last season where weeks 14 and 15 where he got you 50, a total of 27 carries. In week 14 against the Jets, 15, week 15 against the Giants, 12. But what you also like is that in these matchups as well is that he's involved in the pass game. And that's really where a lot of us are looking at, okay, how can we get the upside from these running backs, especially against a defense that was really poor against the running backs? And that's what it's going to happen. That's how he's going to get his points, is through the pass game.
2nd and 7 for Cam Newton, who in real life is looking for a real home, and in the meantime filling his sim life by still playing for the Panthers. We appreciate that. He's a 79 overall player, but the throw power at 93. But again, him being a free agent, where do you think he winds up? We talked about the same thing in the last game involving Andy Dalton, now that Joe Burrow's in Cincinnati. Where's Cam go?
Yeah, we talked about Andy Dalton going to a veteran team. Look, if you're a win-now team, right, and your guy goes down, your quarterback goes down, I really think that's where Cam gets his shot, because he's not going to demand, or he's not going to want to be someone's backup. He's not going to want to be a backup to a rookie, let alone a guy who's already a starter. So if and or when we see a quarterback go down that's in contention, right? Maybe look, if Carolina, I mean, there's no way that he'd probably come back. But if Teddy Bridgewater goes down, they're kind of in the same holding pattern as they were last year, right? Like that, I don't see Teddy Bridgewater being a great quarterback. But if one of these teams lose their starting quarterback, let's say Sam Darnold goes down, Josh Allen goes down, any one of these guys who don't have backup quarterbacks, that's where Cam's going to get his shot.
So already a punt out of the Panthers, took a couple minutes off the clock, except a couple minutes for the Dolphins, meant a touchdown. So not a lot of Cam Newton love there in terms of ownership, and you guys and gals looking smart right now. Cam captained at 2.5%, flexed at 30%. And I said it earlier, I mean, if there's one quarterback you play between these two, I would think it's Fitzpatrick. They're priced similarly, although Cam is the high guy on the slate. Fitzpatrick airing it out, and that one is tipped away. So second incompletion for Fitzpatrick, but he still has 65 yards.
Yeah, and one spot I think that I've heard, not as much as the other ones, right, like the Chargers for Cam, is the Steelers. If Ben Roethlisberger goes down, he's shown that he's a tough guy, and for the better part of his career, that was one of his calling cards, was that he was extremely tough and extremely hard to bring down. Well, that Father Time catches up to everyone. The time is undefeated. And so when you have Cam Newton out there still, and he's relatively cheap for a quality starter, a guy who was an MVP caliber quarterback not too long ago. The Steelers, if that's the case, look, Duck Hodges and Mason Rudolph, they're not the answer. And we saw that last year. The Steelers barely got by and finished 8-8 because of their defense. It wasn't because of their quarterback play. So Cam Newton, if he doesn't end up anywhere else and we see that Ben goes down, definitely in the Steeler uniform that we'll see Cam there.
3rd and 9 completion for Fitzpatrick to the slot receiver, Albert Wilson, priced at $5,600. He's averaging about 8 points per sim. Anthony Demo says Fitzpatrick's sort of the sim goat. He has been very good in some of these simulations. He's a value option with a minimal run game. That's part of the reason why. Again, Patrick Laird, impactful. Kalen Ballage, as Reid said, he's done almost nothing. He had that one overtime touchdown when he ripped off a 91-yard score. But other than that, the guy's been basically invisible in these sims. So Fitzpatrick averaging 18 points per, it comes down to the fact that, again, he's going to throw a ball a lot, which is why he's flexed in almost 70% of lineups.
Yeah, Carolina, though, if you just look at the information that we got from last year in their defense, they just gave up so much to the running back. But that gets thrown out the door when Miami doesn't have a viable running game. The leading rusher was, in fact, Ryan Fitzpatrick. So I still think they're going to pass
about a 400-yard game in the air.
Yeah, it's like in the Mount Rushmore, if we can claim that by now, is him, Dwayne Haskins, and Derek Carr so far, right? I mean, these guys have been monsters in these sims. And
it was Ryan Fitzpatrick in a game I did yesterday was Jacoby Brissett, unthinkably good.
Yeah, he because in the Colts, and we've seen it before, even before we went to 8 minutes in the 6-minute quarters, he was a guy who was still slinging the ball. Like, he just threw the ball a ton. And so when that happens, you're going to get those boom games where you get 30, 40 plus. That's what you get from a guy like Jacoby Brissett.
Wilson already 2 for 46. We got a run to the outside, and that's good for a first. 3 for 27 for Kalen Ballage. Who would have guessed? Any given sim day, folks.
Yeah, 9 per tote there. And then, like I mentioned, his Carolina run defense could make someone like Kalen Ballage look like a fantasy darling there at RB1. And
Adam Smith says that 91-yard OT touchdown won me a quarter.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Big day. Ballage again, man. And again, almost for a first.
Yeah, and look what they're doing, right? They're going off the edge. They know that they can beat. Look, Kuechly, Shaq Thompson, Bruce Irving, these guys, they're fast players. But at the same time, this front seven or this front four, they were able to put pressure, but the defense never really, was a collection of players who could stop the run. And so that's what you're seeing right now from Miami.
2nd and 1, that is complete. Of course, inside the red zone, ball to the 13 for Fitzpatrick. Reid, I just saw a dislike turn into a like on the YouTube stream, which means everyone should be as smart as this person. Hammer the like button. Closing in on 300. Let's see if we can work some magic, some Fitz magic, and get there by the end of the first quarter. A touchdown might help you guys get excited. No, it would help us. About 1,600 of you watching with us on YouTube. We appreciate you guys staying with us. Second game of the day, 6 in all. So that means, quick math, 4 still to come. You're with us until midnight Eastern. We got a lot going on.
Kalen Ballage up there in the middle. Not much work there. We've seen, like we saw it last game, the slot receivers get some work at this part of the field. Albert Wilson is potential here. We've seen him, come up in some of these games. Hasn't really performed admirably, but he's been someone that the Dolphins have looked to. So I would look at the slot receiver as the quarter ends, potentially for Fitzpatrick to throw to.
Well, you guys did it. 300 likes by the end of one. That means we're pacing for 1,200. Let's get there, folks. Hit that subscribe button while you're there on the DK YouTube page, because subscriptions, as much as we love the likes, the subscribers, you guys are as important as anything. So you can be notified when any cool stuff is coming your way on the DK page, like more Sims today, Eastern Time, 4, 6, 8, and 10 o'clock. Adam Smith says on YouTube, I just let my wife listen to you shouting me out, and she was not impressed. Well, Adam, we're not so impressed with your wife in this moment. You can tell her we said that.
That's rude.
No, look, if she starts watching these games, we'll fully support her as well. Want to tell you, DraftKings committing $500,000 to United Way's COVID-19 relief efforts. You can help us make it to $1 million. Take a picture or video on a rally cap, share it with the hashtag DKRally, tag your friends, anybody you want. For every post, we will donate $1 till we reach that $1 million goal. You can learn more at DraftKings.com/DKRally. I've done it. Reid has done it. Many of you out there have done it. And a lot of people trying to offer support to Adam's wife out there. Following along in the YouTube chat.
Yeah, like Mike Gesicki, 4 for 54 here with the touchdown. These guys are flirting again with the score. Let's see if they go back. But a lot of guys in the chat, they want Parker. FC says if Parker scores here, I will call 3 people and tell them to go like this video. So, hey, come on, Parker.
We've got completion inside the 10 as Make Brian Purdy Cry Again writes, Glash is my dad. He never came back after getting milk. Don't worry. You'll have Brendan Glasheen with you later on today. I think he's got a couple games for you. We can get to all the assignments, that sort of thing. Tony A said,
too.
Great job on the pre-draft show last night. To me, to Reid, to everybody involved. We appreciate you.
Yeah, that was
Let's see if Miami can even this thing up. Fitzpatrick taking his time in front of the 20.
Throw
You're
it,
gonna
14.
Get killed, my man. Get rid of the ball. Do not give Irvin that kind of time.
If there's one thing that Adam Kaufman does not like, it's time in the pocket.
Damn time in the pocket.
There are a couple of things that Adam Kaufman, he loves paying his taxes, but he does not like quarterbacks having time like this in the pocket. But
look, Reid, here's the spectrum. Here's the spectrum. You ready? It's quarterbacks waiting in the pocket, overtime. Those are the two spectrums for me, and everything else falls in between.
Got it. I'm glad our lives revolve around the Madden streams, as they should right now. Yeah. But look, when you saw that replay, there was 5 or 6 guys just sitting there in the end zone. There's really nowhere to go for Fitzpatrick. That's more of a indictment on the play call as opposed to Fitzpatrick not getting the ball out. Now, should he have thrown it away potentially? So this could be an easier chip shot. Yeah, you could split hairs there, but it was really more, again, not getting closer on first and second down as opposed to third down and 10 or third, whatever it was, and goal from like the 10 or 12-yard line as opposed to that sack there.
Curtis says, WTF, people were open. Hear you, Curtis. We're just going to have to settle. It's 10-0 Miami. Minute change into the second, closing in on 400 likes. Get there, folks. We appreciate you guys. Also want to remind you, we've told you this before, but we can't tell you enough because it's just really cool. If you go to Google, search Madden Stream Info page. Again, that is Madden Stream Info page, and prepare to have your mind absolutely blown because you will see the upcoming sim schedule, all your favorite teams, when the games are, each and every day as we know them. You will get access to all the Madden ratings pages for every team, the abilities, the depth charts, the rosters, the top players, the top speeds. Basically, you will have everything that we have with the exception of the game assignments for the commentators, which you don't care about, at least on a high level when it comes to setting your lineups.
Yes. DJ Moore there with a screen / rush for 8 yards. Go to the playbook. Got some fantastic writers doing analysis for all of these games, these 6 games, working extremely hard. But yeah, Clay Ace, there's Luke. Yeah, absolutely. Luke is that's just going to be they're going to miss him severely in terms of what the Carolina's defense is going to do. Now they're on offense as we see Cam run here.
Yeah, taking
a lot
it
of yards.
himself. Smart move with the slide. Might have seen Kyle Allen come in if he got
Kiko Alonso.
Over.
Yeah, who did not play for Miami last year. He clearly wanted a trade. I think he ended up with the Saints, if I'm not mistaken. But he is a guy who is famous or infamous for laying the hammer on these guys. That's Kiko Alonso.
So a couple minutes into the second here, Carolina trying to rally back from down 10. A long way to go. 1st and 10 here and nowhere to go for Christian McCaffrey. Just 2 for 2. He has been a complete non-factor early.
Mm-hmm. And if you're the 20% who faded Christian McCaffrey, you're loving this game script right now. But like we've seen 22 before, if he gets just a sliver of space, it's pastures for him. He can take it to the house.
Jay Bonzoso says, we need assignments for the commentators. 3 days in advance, preferably.
Plan your day.
Plan your work and life schedule around who's commentating.
No.
Oh, man. That's good. No, we appreciate you guys. We appreciate that, you spend enough time in these YouTube chats. You certainly see that, you guys either have your favorite announcers or you tell everyone they're your favorite announcer. The point is you more or less don't tell anyone that they suck, which, by the way, is welcomed if you feel that way. I mean, shout out your opinion. It's perfectly fine. But we love the passion that you guys have for these sims, and they go beyond the sims, that you're not just sitting there muting. You enjoy hearing from us as we enjoy hearing from you. That ball incomplete by Cam.
Yeah, not a very good pass from Cam, and that's clearly where the Panthers saw why they could move on or just not rush back his recovery, is because his strength and accuracy really, really deteriorated, not just in that 1 or 2 games that he played last year, but even before that, right? Because he just throws the ball so hard and he gets hit because he's such a big body and they use him so much in the red zone on the goal line. It's just your body deteriorates over time. Now, if you've seen the offseason videos of Cam, the guy is an absolute specimen. I mean, he is 6'5", 260, looks like a defensive end playing quarterback. So any team that gets him, you're looking for that upside, and he clearly has it.
Dolphins DST captain at 0.3%, 7.5% in the flex. Steal the day? Our own Billy Delaney wants to know. What do you think, Reid?
Yeah, I mean, right now is a big goose egg, as your boy Fitzpatrick still has time. Now he's going to run it. Protect that ball, 14.
What is this guy doing? It is not pretty, huh? I mean, he picked up 19, but it was not pretty.
That's what we saw from Miami. Look, what was their record before they went 5-4? I think they lost almost all of their games, right? I think they were 0 until their last 9 games, and then they went 5-4. And a big reason for that is number 14 staying extremely aggressive. Like, he slings the ball into the smallest windows, and he'll run. He'll run the ball if he doesn't see anything. And that's what you got there, almost a 20-yard game.
Oh, man. That's awesome. And a lot of you guys in the chat putting out a lot of nice words for your favorite commentators and us in this broadcast and everything. We appreciate you. Fitzpatrick already up to 145 in the air to go along with that 20 on the ground. That's Gesicki again, Reid.
Yeah, a big point and a big priority for Miami's offense and for Tua, who I'm surprised we haven't spoken about yet, and we'll get to in a little bit.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Is Gesicki. That's the one position, if you're Miami, that you didn't need to address in this year's draft is Mike Gesicki. And you saw it last year. He flashed some positive and some upside last year.
Into the end zone, touchdown Miami. We got a potential blowout on our hands here. How about Devontae Parker for a 30-plus yard gain?
Yeah, that connection last year, especially towards the end of the season, was fantastic. We saw him get a ton of production last year. And a little pitch and catch for 14-11, huh?
Not bad. Looking pretty good. Makes you wonder, do you need Tua Tagovailoa as your quarterback next year? What do you got, a little Fitz magic, at least sim life Fitz magic, huh?
Yes, you do. Yes.
Yep.
Yes,
Look,
you do.
here's what we know, though. Here's what should scare the crap out of you if you're, Josh Rosen, if you're Tua, if you're anyone who's not Ryan Fitzpatrick, as it's now 17-0, a little more than halfway through the second. Fitzpatrick's day always comes. If he is not anointed the starter going into the year somewhere, he finds a way into becoming the starter partway through the year because the number one gets hurt. It has been true everywhere that this guy has played in his career. Fitzpatrick's time comes. It is the truest of Fitzmagic that exists, is that his opportunity is always there.
Yes, but again, Kaufman, you have to go a little bit beneath and go deeper into the analysis. I get what you're saying, but look at the teams that Ryan
You're saying
Fitzpatrick,
like plan for the future maybe a little bit?
but look at the teams that Fitzpatrick has played for in his tenure. Like, he started off with the Rams in 2005. They were not good. He then went to Cincinnati, not good. Buffalo, Tennessee. You get what I'm saying. Is that chicken before the egg? You can say, yeah, his time comes, but his time came because those quarterbacks ahead of him were terrible, in the words of Sir Charles Barkley. So his time comes when they are terrible, terrible quarterbacks ahead of him. So when you look at Ryan Fitzpatrick, yes, he's a perfect backup quarterback. You safety and allows you, some more leeway with your quarterback. But now you have a guy that's going to potentially be there for a decade. Fitzpatrick is a fantastic guy to learn from. He clearly knows what his role is because he's a journeyman. He's been playing in the league since 2005. He's not clamoring for a starting quarterback salary. He knows his role, and he's a fantastic guy to have in the locker room. Clearly, we were able to see that last year with all of the antics, and just a smart guy that Tua is going to learn from. So,
Harvard educated. I don't know if you've heard that.
Oh, no, not at all. In his Wonderlic score, no, I've never heard of that. But yeah, Tua, like, perfect guy to have, not just because he's a fellow Hawaiian, but when you look at what he brings to any organization, a guy's going to work hard, a culture guy. Asked, and I don't know if this report is true, but asked the Dolphins organization for every phone number of these Dolphins players because he wants to call them personally and say and just introduce himself. So whether it's true or not, Tua's always been that guy. Yeah, exactly. Right on cue, Kaufman, with a misguided comment there about Hawaiian people. Of course, the Hawaiian kid says aloha. Good job, Kauf. That's like, yeah, I won't even go there. But yeah, Miami got their quarterback with Tua Tagovailoa.
Let's see. We have Jack in the YouTube chat saying, sorry, guys, think I jinxed CMC putting him in the captain spot. Well, he's 5 for 9. Hasn't been pretty so far, but we got a nice catch downfield here. Look at that. So McCaffrey's starting to show up.
Yeah, don't worry. Like, it's the first half. The first half isn't even done yet. We didn't even get the 2-minute warning, which we'll probably get to. These things, and especially Carolina being down 17-0, there's a lot of production still to be had for this Carolina team for DFS and for our showdown lineups.
So CMC in the air, not so much on the ground right now. That's 6 for 11 as we hit that 2-minute warning. 17-0, but many of you in the YouTube chat saying this thing is far from over, guaranteeing a Carolina comeback, at least in terms of making it a game, making it interesting. We'll see if that happens. But to your point, still 18 game minutes to work with.
Yeah, the infamous G word. If you're not Joe Namath, right? Hard to put a G word there. But look, he called it, as you see a broken tackle there from number 22.
Like that.
He's going to be a factor in this game, whether we like it, or whether you guys at 20% that faded him or not like it. He's going to be a factor. So don't you fret just yet.
See if you can get to 500 likes on this sim by the half. At 4:28 right now, a couple minutes to work with. About 1,900 of you with us on YouTube. We appreciate you guys. Scores are updated for through the first quarter, a little bit beyond that as well. We appreciate your patience. The Game Ops team, we always shout them out, give them a like. They're doing a great job behind the scenes and just tirelessly working here as we got a 1st and 10 from the 15 for Cam. Looking to his right, that's knocked down. Could have been picked.
Yeah, that was very close to being picked. Like this defense, Raekwon McMillan, Jerome Baker, this linebacking crew, and they addressed offense in their first round of the draft with Tua and then a tackle in their second pick, I believe, and then the cornerback with their last pick in the first round. This defense has a lot that they need still.
Take your time, Cam. Back of the end zone, though. Touchdown, Carolina. So that'll narrow the gap to 10, pending the extra point. The first catch for a touchdown for DJ Moore.
That looked like it was going to McCaffrey, but DJ Moore, whoever it was going to there, gets it back in. If you guys rostered Cam, you love it.
We'll get you a scoring update once it is obviously updated. It'll be updated through the half, probably a couple minutes into the third quarter. That tends to be the pattern. DJ Moore, just a tremendous play. There's a reason why you look at him. It's actually surprising, quite frankly, that he's only averaged 6 points in these sims. When you look at the 93 speed, he's a street specialist superstar trait. You got the 92 agility, 92 awareness, the 91 catching. I mean, he does a little bit of everything. 93 jumping. He's just kind of underperformed overall in these sims, but maybe in line for a big one today.
Yeah, Xavier Howard. He gets the Xavier Howard treatment. He's not there for next year. Obviously, Byron Jones, the former Cowboys cornerback, who I think is one of the best shutdown corners, is now in Miami. But he's getting the Xavier Howard treatment. Last year wasn't as productive for Howard as it was in years past. And we've seen the same thing from guys like Xavier Rhodes. They kind of have issue, like Richard Sherman to an extent, right? These cornerbacks who have been shut down, corners, Darrelle Revis, towards the latter part of their careers, they deteriorate a little bit. But he's getting that treatment right now, DJ Moore is.
And obviously, when it comes to real life, that's a guy you want in your lineup every single week. We'll see if that continues to translate next year. Dolphins see if they can pad their lead with 1:15 to go. All timeouts available until the half. 10-point lead here for the Fins at virtual Hard Rock Stadium.
Mm-hmm. I'm very, very interested to see where DJ Moore goes in drafts, because now we haven't talked about him yet. Robbie Anderson is going to be a Carolina Panther next year, and so Curtis Samuel, DJ Moore, their overall upside goes down, right? I currently have the DJ Moore as like a wide receiver, like a high-end wide receiver 3 to like upside right now, as things stand right now, as a mid wide receiver to late wide receiver 2. Reason being is because that upside and the quarterback play with Teddy Bridgewater. Yes, we saw it with Mike Thomas last year, but you just don't know how it's going to pan out. And a new coach in Carolina, how's that going to pan out as well? And so a lot of question marks for DJ Moore coming into next season.
When do you start? We're a ways away, obviously. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're at the draft right now, which, puts us well away from the start of the season. That's provided the season begins on time, which we all hope. And obviously everyone's speculating about the return of real sports, all that stuff. But under normal circumstances, when do you start to put together your fantasy rankings when it comes to season long and that type of thing?
Probably a month or so after the Super Bowl. So I give myself a couple beats to catch my breath, because football season is, as you know, very week over week. It's a lot, right? Yeah. It's a lot that we do. So to give my brain a little bit of a break, I take some time off. But at the same time, right, we're getting ready for the draft. And so when you look at just the analysis side of it, for rookie drafts or dynasty, you're going to want to know about these guys. And at the same time, when we talk about the draft, why we're different than, let's say, the other programs is because there's a fantasy implication to these picks. And so I started doing it, a month before the draft starts. So when it comes September or August, whenever we're drafting our season long, I've already have done half a year worth of analysis, and things change. Things always change. Free agency happens. And so you're gonna have to be ready when all that stuff comes down the pike.
Carolina, a couple timeouts to use, only 15 seconds to work with, though. Can a big play get the Panthers into field goal territory before the end of this half? You'd love to see it, especially if you happen to roster Graham Gano.
Sure. And a guy we haven't seen yet, a guy we both like.
Run's probably not going to do it, though.
Is Curtis Samuel. Probably not.
Maybe just
Carolina's got
to
go.
Tick down, be conservative. All right, so as we get to the half, Reid, let's spend a little more time with the score at 17-7 on that draft, first round from last night. You had the let's go with the Dolphins. Obviously, Tua's the big talking point. You spent some time on Tua. Goes 5th overall from Alabama. One of the conversations we had on the draft show last night, I had Omar Kelly on with me, who covers the Fins for the South Florida Sun Sentinel. I said, is it inevitable that he winds up there? He says, well, it's not inevitable, but obviously it's kind of the plan. And as we saw, that's what happened. But a little bit later, 18th overall out of USC, offensive tackle Austin Jackson, and then 30th overall, the cornerback there from Auburn, Noah Igbinoghene, if I said that correctly. What
Very nice.
What do you think of those picks?
Yeah, I think if you're the Dolphins, you go away smiling. If you're a Dolphins fan, you go away saying, yes, that was a good draft for us. You get the quarterback, and then you also get a talent at that tackle position, Austin Jackson. Right, you saw the other tackles go pretty high, and so when you're the Dolphins, getting Austin Jackson, who is raw but clearly a talent, he needs some work still. He's not going to be a plug and play like these guys like Jedrick Wills, Tristan Wirfs, who Tampa Bay got, who was a surprise slip in the draft. But Austin Jackson out of USC, I mean, you just look at the guy; he is a monster. I mean, he's 6'5", 322. Maybe even bigger than that. And he's got these huge hands. They're like 10 1/4 inch. So when you look at what he's able to do and just like what his upside is at where they drafted him, they needed clearly to protect their quarterback. If I'm the Dolphins, though, I don't start Tua this year. Right. And so talking about Fitzpatrick, I let Tua rest and have a redshirt year in his rookie season and then come out next year, the following year, and be fully healthy. Because if he's your quarterback for the next 10 years, rushing him out right now when you have a serviceable quarterback like Fitzpatrick would be silly. But I really like their first round pick. Yes, they had 3 draft picks, and I really like their first 2.
One of the YouTube commenters says it's from my own cookbook. Fans just happy they got Tua. After that, it was just a bonus.
Especially where they got Tua, right? They didn't have to trade up and lose any of their picks. They got Tua at 5th overall. And so all the Herbert stuff, talking about that, you knew it was a smokescreen. These guys wanted Tua from the get-go, and they got their guy staying put at number 5.
DraftKings committing $500,000 to United Way's COVID-19 relief efforts. You can help us make it to $1 million. Take a picture or video in a rally cap, share it with the hashtag DKRally. Tag your friends. For every post, we will donate $1 until we reach that $1 million goal. You can learn more at DraftKings.com/DKRally. So a lot of you guys putting your draft or free agent or trade related questions in the YouTube chat. You can sprinkle those in. If this thing turns into a blowout, we'll have more time to talk about those. About 1,800 of you watching with us on YouTube, thousands more elsewhere. Give us a like. We're just about at 500. I mean, heck, give us a like if you like that it's Friday. I know I do, Reid. I guess it really doesn't make a difference at this point, especially in Madden Sim Life, because we're doing these games every day of the week. Thing is, it doesn't feel like work. I mean, technically, sure, it's work, but it doesn't feel like work. Tomorrow's a Saturday. I got 2 more games. I'm good with that. This is fun. I like spending the time with you people. We got 42 games a week that our crew is working, whether it's, those commentating, the production and graphics team behind the scenes, obviously the game up teams. And, I want to know how many of you guys, shout it out in the YouTube chat, how many of you are watching 42 games a week? Because we've got any game that I'm doing that I pop on, there are some loyal people that are still right there in that chat.
Yeah, 42 games. Look at this. It's great. I'm excited just to see how these games pan out, talk more about the draft and as fantasy season comes up. Even though it's still a long ways away, getting to talk very early on about where does Josh Rosen go, right? Clearly he's been tied to a team that shall not be named, the New England Patriots.
Another team in the division.
Yeah, I find it hard to believe that they're just going to give Belichick a project to work on. And that's a prime example, right? Josh Rosen, I won't spend too much time on it. As a team drafting him and just not knowing what to do with him, right? Him to be going to a bad situation. Goes to he gets drafted by the Cardinals, and then next year it's Kyler. Then he goes to Miami, doesn't do much, and then they draft Tua the following year. So these guys never got a fair shot. I still think he's going to be one of the better quarterbacks if given the right opportunity that we'll see from that draft class because of what he can do. But guy's got to get a shot first.
32, and Cam completes it for a long gain, almost into the red zone. Cam up to 125, and how about that from Greg Olsen? He's an 88 overall. He's got that 92 catch rating, 93 awareness, and he hauled that one in and took it for some extra yak.
Yeah, and he's a guy that's going to be getting those from Russell Wilson next year. Right? He's no longer a Carolina Panther. Marty Schottenheimer, the offensive coordinator there, loves to run the ball. That's been their calling card. But I mean, remember Seattle when they have a serviceable tight end. Even when they don't, Will Dissly was a tight end one last year before he got hurt. So Olsen, even though he's old and probably wants to be an announcer and maybe take our jobs, right, Koff? He's still playing there for Seattle.
Call some Madden Sims?
Yeah, why not?
I had asked before, how many of you are watching 42 games a week? Play Ace says 42. Billy says me. Curtis says I am. Let's see. GJT says I watch about 70%. Joey, I watch 30 out of 42 at least. Gerald, I watch every one. Adam, about 28. John, most of them. All day, all season from Clay Ace. Kevin, around 30. Eric, I listen at work. Point is, you guys are here with us, and we appreciate you. That's the best.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey just has one more broken a tackle to break there to potentially get a score. Again, without the ops team, without you guys, for us doing this, we wouldn't be here. So, mucho thanks.
3rd and 2 here. Cam, corner of the end zone, and touchdown, Carolina! We got ourselves a brand new game, folks. It's Olsen with the TD.
Wow, what a nice catch. The corner of the end zone gets his feet in. Looking like a young gun there, number 88. Fantastic catch there. Yeah, we definitely have a game now.
Give us a like if you like competition because we are seeing something fun right here. Scores are updated through the half, folks. Thank you, Game Ops team. You're awesome. Give them a like. You can refresh your Classic and Showdown contest, taking a look at the Classic with about 35,000 entries in that one. It's a solo leader by 1.5. It's Gibson's boy, 87.
Ooh, booth review.
Seeing if there are any plays from this game. There's one. It's the Panthers DST, the only play in that lineup in this game. Over in the Showdown contest, we have got a 10-way tie for first at 73.14, including Mike Gesicki in the captain spot at 29 points with what he has been doing.
Yeah, and that was a confirmed touchdown there from Greg Olsen. Tight ends. Yep, tight ends who, just in the regular season, this is what we see different from regular football as opposed to streams, is that the tight ends are extremely valuable. So Gesicki, Greg Olsen, when you just look at what they've been able to do in the red zone, fantastic.
A lot of people shouting out the Game Ops team, as you guys should. They are terrific behind the scenes. We say it all the time. It's a thankless job, if not for the fact that we thank them all the time, and we should. 17-14, Miami on top of Carolina, 2.5 into the third quarter here, and what was a very lopsided game is now suddenly very close, very interesting, and Greg Olsen, folks, captained 1.5%. Flexed at about 19%. But if you got Olsen as a captain, shout it out in the YouTube stream so we can shout you out.
Yeah, and Olsen's best seasons was with Cam Newton, right? Cam Newton loved Greg Olsen. Went to him a bunch when he was there and when Greg Olsen was healthy. And if you remember Olsen, I mean, what was it? Not even, I think back in 2015, 7 touchdowns. Had over 1,100 yards receiving from a tight end. That's fantastic.
One of the commenters says, what's the game spread on this one? Imagine if we had that. 17-14 here, Dolphins, and trying to tack on to that lead. 46 on the ground for Balaj, so he has shown up today.
Yeah, and Carolina's defense, we've seen the rostering on that, but, I mean, look at this game, right? We were still a quarter and a half away from this ending, and so we still have a lot of upside for your DFS lineups. Ooh, get off of me, says Laird.
Yeah, right? Recognize. There's another back here, folks. 3 for 21 for Paul.
Wow. Paul or Patrick?
What's that?
Patrick. I was gonna say, I think you said Paul and it's Patrick, but it's okay. It's semantics, right? Or is Paul what Glash? Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing there. Another Glash reference.
Well, I mean, we need to have
the
a
ghost
lot
of Glash. the ghost of Glash.
He hasn't gone anywhere. We're gonna see him again.
Yeah, it's like the goosebumps.
It's not even like it's a day off. He just hasn't been on yet. He was on yesterday.
Oh, you do love it, right? I was just about to say.
I do love it. You have to
like
love
your
it.
goosebumps. Choose your ending, right? Choose your the card that you want to play from Glash.
Actually, it was funny because this was in the last game that we did, the noon game. But we were talking about wouldn't it be great if we had any given sim day T-shirts and what would those look like? And we didn't have a chance to mention it, but somebody in the YouTube chat, forgive me, I don't have any idea who, but somebody, as we got another completion here, wrote that the logo for the Any Given Sim Day shirt should be a picture of Glash, except instead of where his eyebrows would be, one eyebrow says Any Given and the other one says Sim Day.
If it weren't for having Glasheen in my household, 24/7, 365,
on my chest, exactly.
Like haunting me. I know we talked about your nightmare about being ill prepared for these streams last game, but
that is
a nightmare. Yeah, that is my living, breathing nightmare. Question. I want to make sure we get to this. KS Jackson 115 is Balaj or Laird the starter? Balaj is the starter, but Laird will see most of the work as he's a third down back and power back.
So there you go. And also a pretty significant savings as well. Balaj at 6,400, which I almost can't understand why you'd ever play him for that when you have Laird as the third down and power back for $1,000. And he is averaging in these sims twice as many points, 10 compared to 5. Gets most of the touches typically in these sims, which again, any given sim day. And so performance to performance, that's not relatable. But game trends, I think, is something that you guys are learning is fairly consistent the more you watch some of these teams.
Yeah, and the matchup as well. I would say on a daily basis, looking at Miami's backfield, it's tough to pinpoint who's going to have the big game as we see Balaj get that screen pass there. For savings and for GPP tournaments, Laird is a guy, right? Because we can. There's a narrative to say that in any scenario, the Dolphins are most likely going to be in a position where Laird, especially in these Madden sims and his attributes, is going to be performing. But especially in this matchup, where Carolina is the worst defense against running backs, that was that as it stands right now was the play to go with because he was cheaper until you can get Devontae Parker, DJ Moore, some of these higher priced guys into your lineup.
We are closing in on 600 likes. Let's get there by the end of the third quarter. Slam that like button, pound it, do whatever you want to it. Just hit the thing and don't break anything in the process. Hit the subscribe button as well so you can be notified whenever these games are coming at you, as they are 6 times a day, Eastern time, noon, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, which means basically 12 hours of Madden Sim football with the great team here at DraftKings. We got a 3rd and 12.
Yeah, big hit there from Bruce Irvin, the former Raider, former Falcon, former Seahawk as well, I think, on Carolina's team. Like I said, this defense has a lot to work on. Derek Brown, a fantastic talent. Probably could have said you could have seen him go 3 overall or 3rd overall to Detroit as well, because they don't have an interior D lineman. They lost Snacks Harrison this upcoming year. So you like, if you're Carolina, you like the prospect of that defense improving for next year.
Good defensive stand there by Carolina, and that means a kick's coming. Try and get another 3.
Yep. Keeps it a 1-score game. Carolina, we saw that touchdown. Let's see if they can riverboat Ron in his simulation life.
Right?
Yeah. We'll see if he calls up some plays that we like.
Well, not too far on this one here. Kick is up, and it is good by Jason Sanders. Guy averaging about 5 points for each of these sims. That makes it, of course, a 22, 10 at this point? 2014 game?
Yeah. Some of the
Lose track, you know?
Yeah. Some of the cool things about last night's draft is you get to see these guys maybe in different attire than you would usually see. And my favorite, I know we got some Riverboat Ron fans out there for what he was wearing, but come on now, it's Andy Reid with the Aloha shirt, with the Hawaiian shirt, with that last pick in the 2020
I love the first time
draft.
they cut to him, he's eating too.
Yeah, perfect.
Like
don't change. Never change.
It wasn't the cheeseburger, but naturally there was a chewing motion.
Yes. Never change. I love it.
Gotta respect it. Armando in the YouTube chat. Let's go, McCaffrey and more.
Yeah,
who do you guys need? Shout it out. All right, it's 2014. Much easier to keep track when you can see it. Minute to go in the third. 1st and 10.
Looks like a run play here.
I would say that's accurate. First down, a whole lot more, almost to midfield for McCaffrey.
Man, if you bounce that outside, yeah, ooh, man, he bounced that outside. He might have had a touchdown there, but Xavier Howard probably saved that. But there you go. It's starting to come to fruition. All you Christian McCaffrey owners, we're seeing it.
He can't be too far away from 100 total.
Yeah, we'll get our fantastic team to confirm that. But I mean, I think he's pretty close, is what they're saying. But yeah, and that's the great thing about Christian McCaffrey is that maybe he starts off slow, but no one's coming in. There's no Patrick Laird talk, right? No one is coming in to spell this guy unless he's extremely tired. It's his backfield.
So he's up over 50 anyway. 20 seconds to go in the third as we're getting to 600 likes. 2,000 of you watching with us on YouTube, thousands more elsewhere. Appreciate you guys and being with us here in what, depending on where you're watching anyways, the early part of your Friday. Lots more Madden Sim football ahead of you today. 4 more games, including the 8 o'clock game tonight.
Yeah.
Will feature Spice Adams with Brendan Glasheen for Vikings-Bears. So that's one you want to strap in for as well.
And make sure you tune in to see Glash potentially give us another Glashism, as I like to call them, with Spice Adams. That should be fun.
Yeah, I'm sure Spice won't let him hear the end of that either. So as you check out the DK rally cap right there on your screen, do you want to run down some of the rules in the event that any one singular listener, viewer is new to these sims? I'm sure there are not many of you. You guys are here regularly, and we appreciate that. But active rosters going back to January 2020, which is why you see guys like Cam Newton, for instance, on the Panthers. No one on IR. Injuries can happen. The difficulty is all Madden. Game styles arcade. The event type exhibition. Even teams are off. Quarter length, 8 minutes. Accelerated clock is on. Play clock at 20 seconds. I don't think we're going to pace for overtime in this one, but wouldn't it be great? And if we do, we'll give you those rules as well. Entertaining first game of the day earlier. We'll see if this one lives up to similar hype. And of course, go to Google, search Madden Stream Info page. That's Madden Stream Info page for all the latest Madden ratings pages, abilities, depth charts, rosters, top players, speeds, anything that we know you can know, including upcoming games and matchups. You just don't get the commentator assignments. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And some of you want those. We appreciate that.
Look, in fairness, we don't always know beyond a couple days out either. It just sort of depends on what day of the week it is. So we're all kind of living the same life.
Yeah, and shout out to as we see a 4th and 4, we probably would have hoped for all of you Panther owners that would have come to at least a first down here. But shout out to our virtual travel agents as well.
Yeah,
making all of these difficult moves last minute. So we appreciate that.
4th and 4 here. Good thing is they always find a way to keep us warm, right? Even if it's not a warm weather game.
It's a little different scenery. Yeah, South Beach from where were we? Cincinnati. A little different.
Yeah, exactly. That's okay. I'm just happy to be able to travel in these trying times. 20 to 14
at some point,
on top of Carolina.
Let's go off on that tangent. At some point, maybe I don't know how long. I mean, it's already probably here that VR and AR is going to allow us to virtually be on a beach where we're smelling like sunscreen and this salt water and get the wind in our face, the 4D, if you will, experience. That probably would help in this day and age. But I'm looking forward to that when our entire reality is completely changed.
Well, I'd love to know, for those in the YouTube chat, for you as well, Reid, whenever normalcy, as opposed to this new normal, whenever normalcy returns as we knew it before, everyone's out of quarantine life, we get back to normal. What's the first thing you want to do?
Is that a rhetorical, or are you asking me?
No, I'm asking you. I'm serious. I mean, what are you most looking forward to? I mean, is it going to work and seeing people and giving hugs and handshakes and high fives and fist bumps or whatever else? Or are you just looking forward? Are you looking forward to just going to a grocery store and not thinking twice about it?
No, I'm looking forward to doing exactly what we're doing, Adam Kaufman. That's exactly what I'm looking forward to.
I don't want to see you any closer than I currently am. I want to keep talking to you over a Zoom call and doing Madden Sims.
Yeah, man. Yeah, these are too much fun. Yeah.
Well, I do want to tell you guys, there is a big contest in the lobby for Monday, a couple days away. All right, Monday. It's a free, can't emphasize that enough, a free 3-game late classic slate. Forget this. Total prizes of $100,000. That means first prize is a $10,000 purse of DK dollars. As a thank you to all our players and fans, thanks for sticking with us, being part of the DK experience. That is, again, the late slate. So for the 6, 8, and 10 o'clock games, 6, 8, and 10 Eastern Time, a $100,000 prize pool, $10,000 to first place, and a free 3-game late classic. And it's already in there in the lobby. Go build a lineup and get excited.
That's cool. That's $10,000.
We'll be keeping an eye on that one money. As we call those games.
Yeah, 10,000 total prizes to first. That's cool. Good luck to everyone too, as we see Gesicki, I believe another catch there. Tony A, I share your sentiment, big guy, especially all the W's at the end there.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's some good ones that I can't read, but just know I saw them and they made me chuckle. It speaks to your excitement.
Yes.
Everybody out there, raring to go for that Monday contest. But don't think beyond today and Saturday and Sunday, because you got a whole lot of Madden Sims ahead of you. I mean, that's like a billion games, roughly. Kick us up.
Accurately.
Yeah, no, sir.
Not just a bit outside.
Okay.
Well, it looks like Adam Kaufman throwing a Nerf ball.
You're not kidding.
No. And this gives fantastic field position for Carolina. Still within that one possession, Brian Flores looking up to the virtual blue sky saying, what's going on here with our special teams? But look at Carolina. They have a great field position. Let's capitalize on this, Carolina. Let's get Christian McCaffrey in open space, DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel. Let's go.
Sten says, I need more like buttons to smash. Amen. I can't believe I didn't even say it. Hit the like button if you're excited about a $10,000 first place prize in DK dollars in that Monday $100,000 free contest. You can't hit the like button enough to support that. Tell your friends. Get out there. Build a lineup. And make sure you say while you're on the DK YouTube.
Tell your enemies. Yeah, tell your enemies. Tell your friends.
No, well, don't tell your enemies about that one. You don't want to have to compete with your enemies for DK dollars.
True.
Only tell your friends. Let them tell their friends. And if any of them are your enemies, that's your problem.
But like, what if your friend won first place? Would you be happy, Kaufman, if your friend won first place and you didn't?
So like, I think your hesitation. And I was in the contest. Of course, I'd be happy.
Your hesitation.
I'd be happy. I'd be happy. I'd definitely be happy. I mean, if it was a friend, what if it's just, maybe if it was I didn't think so highly of, that would be another story. But yeah, if it's a friend, of course I'd be happy.
Brendan Glass Sheen. If it was Brendan Glass Sheen, would you be happy?
I love Glass. You know that.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of people saying first thing they want to do when life gets back to normal is just get a haircut.
Yeah.
We're inching closer to my wife cutting my hair territory.
I'm doing the Pat Mayo, what he did, just shaving it all off. But Bridget,
you gonna?
No, she is. She gets veto power on that. She's like, you're not shaving it off. So
what's the harm, man? It'll grow back.
That's true, but
I might do it myself. I mean, if I screw up, like it's whatever. At that point, you just shave it off. You can't screw up shaving it off. So I might give it a whirl.
All right.
Thank you for your support.
Yeah.
Scores are updated through the third quarter, folks. Give it an old refresh. Over in the Classic, we got a new leader. It's Coach to Win. I've seen that.
Yeah.
That name before.
Yep.
Flag on the play. Coach to Win is in first in the Classic. 5-point lead right now. And over in the Showdown contest, a solo leader as well. That is Dutave 1978. Mike Gesicki in the captain spot. Also got Fitzpatrick.
Ball's out.
Olsen, Fitzpatrick. I said Fitzpatrick twice, but a lot of people. So, yeah, ball came loose and fumble recovery here. That's not good.
Wow.
That's not a good situation for Carolina.
And we thought that maybe it would have come from Luke Kuechly to the Dolphins offensive players, but big hit there. If that was Rashad Jones, I think that was that safety from Miami, a guy who can lay the smack down. We've seen it a bunch and definitely did 2 to 3 steps, had a football move. So that's definitely a fumble in my estimation. And look, I mean, if you're Miami, do you stay aggressive here? I've been a huge proponent of it. They're up by 6 points. Why not, right? Keep on throwing the ball. Unless you get a hole that size from the offensive line, then you can keep on running it.
Caleb Balaj up over 60 yards. I would have thought, not that he was a justifiable play for $6,400, but I would have thought he'd be a complete non-factor, which he has not been.
Yeah, he might got the old Adam Kaufman treatment, where if he was a fade, then he's a play.
Yeah, he definitely would have gotten a fade. No question about that. He is a routine fade. A lot of people need some Laird, some Samuel.
Yep.
Let's see here, about 250 to go. See if you can get to 700 likes by the end of this thing. Shouldn't be a problem. A couple thousand of you with us on YouTube.
Very nice.
Yeah, pretty good. It's easy to get lost in some of these YouTube chat comments, huh? You guys are as interesting as the game, sometimes more so, quite frankly.
Oh, look, Fitzpatrick is pretty close to our 300-yard bonus as we see a pass play.
That'll help.
Like none other. Yeah. He's still.
I don't think he's going to get there. He's at 245.
No. Yeah,
ball he's 38. So
50 plus yards away there. Again, you don't have a viable run game until you face a team like Carolina's rush defense that can't stop the run. So on these early downs, if you can pick up 6 or 7 yards right on first down, 2nd and 3 opens up the entire playbook. So if it follows the way it is now, as we see Fitzpatrick, that was dangerous running towards number 59 there. You got to watch out.
It's not graceful, is it?
No, especially running towards the hit stick that is Luke Kuechly. That was very, very risky. Again, you see now that the Dolphins have a pretty balanced game plan right now.
I want to read this one more for you than for me, believe it or not, Reid. It's from David Little, also my burner account. I had a dream that I woke up with Adam K's voice. I was excited, but then I woke up, it sounded like myself. Maybe one day.
Oh, my goodness.
Said it was my burner. Rip down. Use that timeout.
You couldn't just gloss over
Miami.
that one, right? You had to read that one. Yeah,
nope.
yeah.
No, if I see pro comments about the two of us, I'm happy to read them.
Yeah.
Listen,
okay.
while you're here, folks, you got a minute 45 to go. Tell me your favorite things about Reid. You've heard him call enough.
No, I don't pander. Please, if you want to, I'm more than happy. But
I'm not gonna pander, but please. I'm
I don't need the Adam Kaufman request. If you guys want to, by all means.
I didn't request it for myself. I requested it for you. I want to see it.
Much appreciated. Thank you, Kaufman.
Yeah, you bet. 4th and 9 here.
I only seek the approval from you. I only seek the approval from a one Adam Kaufman. So if I got yours, everything else is fantastic.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm speechless. Let's just see if this kick can go in, shall we?
Wow.
It does. How about that?
That
was a Jason Sanders, folks, from 54. That ought to do it, but who knows? Any given sim day.
Looks like me off the tee, Adam Kaufman, just piping it straight down the middle for 300+ yards.
I don't think we got time, although we did do a game yesterday and see an onside kick recovered, believe it or not, Reid. Yeah, it actually happened. So this thing ain't dead yet. It's just remarkably unlikely. Let's see if we can pad your lineups.
Yeah. Yep.
First and foremost. Sanders flexed at about 20%, only captained at 0.3%. Who out there captained Jason Sanders? Shout it out in the YouTube stream.
No kidding. Decent return there.
The bad boys of pop. Koff could do the weekly top 40 and I'd listen. Get Seacrest out.
Oh, no, not the living legend, Ryan Seacrest. No way. I'm going to veto that one. I appreciate all you guys out there, but Seacrest is the GOAT.
My mom does ask me all the time when I'm going to be hosting American Idol.
Oh my goodness!
I think I need to tell her that that's just not going to happen at this point.
Oh, please save us all.
Ship has sailed, Mom.
Ooh, little
Cam, you better hurry up. How many times are you going to turn around?
Wow.
Caught at the 45.
Nice little spin move there. Chris Hogan, a guy we haven't seen at all in these sims or even in the regular season. That was hurt. Yeah.
I think, to your point about not seeing him, I think literally those are his first points in these sims.
Yeah. Woo. Let's see where they go here. Just
wildly out of play toward the camera, guys.
A bit outside there. Another target to Chris Hogan. Look, we've seen Carolina target Greg Olsen 3 times in a row. Maybe you get a 9 route for number 15 and he can break free. At the same time, it's kind of like Christian McCaffrey is probably, I was going to say he's probably going to be split out there. You're probably going to go 5 wide. So let's see what they do.
Cam, got time. Fires one and first or short? 3rd and 1. Did you know Chris Hogan played lacrosse?
Yeah. Yes,
did you know Ryan Fitzpatrick went to Harvard?
No, I didn't.
Did you know Julian Edelman was a quarterback?
No. Well, Kent State?
Kent State, that's right.
Nope. Had no idea.
Did you know Reid Fowler was a Raiders fan? 3rd and 1. That's complete.
Got it. Okay.
Clock's going to keep moving, though. No, can't stop it. 20 seconds. Olsen short of the bonus. He's at 90 yards.
Let's go. Come on.
Maybe hurry up.
Yeah. No timeouts left. Okay. Probably the last play here.
If they even get the thing off. Let's go. Just go to the end zone. What the heck? All right, go way beyond the end zone and wide right. Who cares?
Target to Christian McCaffrey, though. I mean, if there is any sort of silver lining in that, a couple of endings to our games here, the first 2, a little anticlimactic, but still, I mean, we get another play, 1 second left. Okay. Maybe we get something here. We got 1 second left. Let's go.
Look, it can make some real noise in the lineups. Back of the end zone's picked.
Okay.
It's picked. That's not going to help.
No, that might have just swayed some lineups there. Who knows, right? Who knows?
Well, sorry, folks. Didn't get any bonus points to help you out there at the end. 23 to what, 14? Didn't end up happening for Carolina. That's okay. These Dolphins, I don't know this to be a fact. I'm going on feeling here. I know we could look this up. I feel like the Dolphins are, when it comes to win-loss record, pretty good in these sims.
Yeah, and you can't just rely, like I mentioned, I've done quite a few Dolphins games, and for whatever reason, they always seem to perform, especially for DFS. Finished last year, the last 9 games, 5-4. They were tanking, but they still provided some entertainment for their fans. For not just sim, but in real life, Miami's prospects and their arrow is definitely pointing up.
Any big takeaways after your second game of the day from this one before we do call it an afternoon?
No. Christian McCaffrey, a little bit disappointing. Kind of what we talked about, what you alluded to early on in the broadcast. But I'm excited for Miami. I know they got a lot of flack last year, but I'm excited for Miami for these sims and just this upcoming year. It's going to be very exciting to see what they do, especially now with still a ton of draft picks left for these next few days.
The bad boys of Pop wrote in the YouTube chat, you guys did great. Thanks for hanging with us. Our pal Ernest said, I have 2 friends with the last name Fowler, Reid. One is the best roadie I've ever worked with, and the other is the best chef I've ever met. I can't help what you call flour. That's a great name. Okay.
Yes.
You got to love it. You got to love it. And we love you. Thanks for hanging with us. Thanks for getting over 700 likes. Thanks for watching along on YouTube and everywhere else that you paid attention to us. And, look, you're far from done on the day. There are still 4 games to go. 4 o'clock, so about, 45 minutes or so away. Raiders, Jags, Emerson Lazio and Gary and Thorne on the call, as they will be at 6 for Falcons, Cowboys. 8 o'clock, very special. Vikings, Bears, Brendan Glasheen, and a guest commentator, Spice Adams, will be along for the ride on that one. And then at 10 tonight, Titans, Seahawks, Glasheen, and Steve Buchanan. Of course, we're talking all Eastern time for these games, so we hope you will join us. We appreciate the Game Ops team for keeping everybody sane, getting those lineups as up-to-date as possible, as they just work tirelessly. Like we said, 42 games a week. It's almost too good to be true, quite frankly. Want to thank everyone who is a part of this one, other than yourselves and the Game Ops team, and that is the people that give us a lot of guff behind the scenes in our internal Slack channel. Tom Regent, Tom Glennon, Billy Delaney, Brian Berard. For Reid T. Fowler, I'm Adam Kaufman. Any given sim day, it always happens. It's always fun. We enjoy it. Talk to you again. We will tomorrow anyway.